Boss Lady Conversations with Monica L.
and Coach Khaya.
Boss ladies are
Vulnerable,
authentic,
love,
hopeful,
abundant.
respected.
Boss ladies are
You.
Welcome back, boss ladies. Happy 2022. We're back for another episode of Boss Lady Conversations. I'm Monica L., boss educator, entrepreneur, self-published author, and poet. I believe all things are possible through synergy. My IG handle is at Monica L _poet. That's MONICAEL _poet.
Happy New Year, boss ladies. I'm your girl, Coach Khaya, boss wife, mompreneur, sister, writer, and certified transformational coach. I help women reignite their dreams, access their power, and manifest the miracles that truly matter. My IG handle is at I am Coach Khaya.
And thank you for all of our friends who become listeners, and to our listeners who become our friends. Please continue to spread the word. Remember, this is more than a show. It's a movement, and we're better together, and we love you for joining us.
We sure do, and we could not do this without you. So we just want to send you so many blessings on your new year. We hope that your year is already feeling phenomenal and full of infinite possibilities. Today, we'll be sharing ways to develop your spiritual practice. We get it. Sometimes even the word practice can feel a little bit overwhelming, but just remember, boss ladies, what we do consistently really bleeds into the fabric of who we are and who we're becoming. So we admire your consistency. We appreciate you showing up and being with us. And we know how important it is to nurture your spirit. Our intention for today's show is to help boss ladies start, enhance, or continue their spiritual practices. So, Monica L., what do you think about the necessity of developing a spiritual practice in 2022 and beyond?
Well, Coach Khaya, that is definitely a great question. As a boss lady, I feel it's important to live from an overflowing cup. There is so many opportunities to lose your energy and get depleted, but daily spiritual practices really help us to refuel. I really intentionally try to start my day with a prayer, just a very prayer that is just thankful for the day, thankful that I woke up, thankful that I'm in my right mind, thankful that I'm able to move. A very simple prayer, even before I think about touching my phone, think about checking the weather, social media, the news, or anything else, just really being intentional. And then try to really think about what day I want to have and really think about the joys of the day, not the responsibilities, but the joys that I will get, whether it's just the joy of having a nice warm shower or fixing a good breakfast, before I start my day. Because I think that's so important about how you start your day. And many people say breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
That's so powerful. I just heard intention. I heard prayer. I heard not leaving it up to chance. All of those things impact your spirituality. How you feel impacts your spirituality. Powerful.
Thank you, Coach Khaya. And, this is not something that's easy. I don't want people to think that, it just came to me. This is over time. This is going through life experiences. This is, figuring out what you need. And everybody doesn't need the same thing. But for me and my life at this stage, that's what I need to start my day. And I try to be mindful and do that daily.
Agreed. I also find it helpful to center yourself throughout the day, because sometimes I'll find that my morning is so beautiful and so powerful. And then by 1:00, folks are getting on my nerves. So it's interesting. It's like you have to constantly say, you know what, Lord, bless the people that I interact with today. Help pray. You have to pray for other people's mental health so that they don't impact your mental health. So let's be clear, that often happens because we're all energetic, right? And so your energy impacts other people's energy, and you can really feel the difference when you don't prepare to interact with others and you just run out into the world. And it can be problematic, but we don't want that.
Oh, no, you touched upon a lot of different things. You're right. Your energy, we want to be the positive energy that people absorb and not receiving their energy that may not be on the same vibration level. Yes.
And you talked about that overflowing cup. That's what that means. Yeah. Okay. If your cup is half empty, then watch out. It's going to be real.
Yes.
When I think of developing a spiritual practice, I can't help but think about Iyanla Vanzant. You know, it's like me as a college student when people were getting into her books and I ended up buying her audio book and people would come by my room like, girl, what you listening to? And I'm like, it's Iyanla. You know, she's helping me get my life together. Like I recognize that this woman had a spiritual foundation. And being a college student in Atlanta, CAU, and you need that support. You know, I was away from my family and I was in a whole new world. And I was really just trying to figure out who am I now that I'm here, trying to make my way in college and set a foundation for my life. And so she definitely played a pivotal role. And we talk about those mentors that we don't know personally, but they've impacted our lives personally. And so she's always been that for me. So, you know, I have a special place in my heart for her. And she has always helped me connect to my spirituality. So one thing that she said about developing a spiritual practice, she says that she encourages people to have a daily spiritual practice. That's the best way to take care of yourself. If you have that daily practice, it means you're getting divine guidance and you're not being guided by your ego or your personality.
Wow. I mean, that was a lot. You said a lot, Coach Khaya. And just you knowing at that stage in your life that you needed that and you received it. And you received it as an Audible book, you know, I'm sure you had enough textbooks to read. So you like, yes, let me try another way to receive information. And I think that that's important about how you consume information. You know, it doesn't have to be like firsthand someone speaking to you. You can get it from a book. You can get it from YouTube. You can get it from so many different ways. But the point is that you get it. And I love what she said about daily practices, and it's not about your ego. So one of the tips we would like to share with you is to know your intention for building your spiritual practice. Like really be intentional about it. Don't just say, I'm gonna have a spiritual practice and then you just go on with your life and your day. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Is it the way you start your day? Is it throughout your day? Like, what are you doing? And what does that mean to you? Is that lighting a candle? Is that praying? Is it a combination of things? Is it just positive affirmations? Is it just saying something? Is it the way you move? Is it that you say good morning to people? Like, what is your spiritual practice? And that can be unique to you. I've already touched upon for me is just setting the day very clear with no outside interactions or interference. So I could just really be in tune with myself and then how I move, but also knowing that sometimes things don't go as planned, but you can always come back to your base and foundation.
Powerful. And once you know your intention, why does it matter to you to have a spiritual practice and you're really clear and grounded in your purpose, then you can create a schedule. Creating a schedule that embraces your busy lifestyle is really helpful because then you have some sort of plan of how you like to move forward to honor your spiritual practice. And let people in your life know that you have a spiritual practice, right? So I can tell somebody, hey, I like to meditate between 7 and 8. That's part of my spiritual practice. So please don't call me. You know, I'm not setting up appointments during that time. You can say it with kindness and love, but people will respect the boundaries that you set. And in order to have your spiritual practice, it really helps to have a schedule, to understand what you're willing to commit to and the hours that work best for you.
I really like that. I like to put everything on my phone. And so then you get those reminders because again, we know boss ladies, you have a busy day. A lot of us set our intentions, especially at the beginning of the year. You're like, we're going to be better at this, better at that. We're going to do this, that, and the other. But sometimes you need to commit to it, like really commit to it. Put it in your phone. Like Coach Khaya said, from 7 to 8. And she can do it twice a day. It could be 7 to 8 a.m. and then 7 to 8 p.m. to really say that this is my time for meditation. This is a time that I'm focusing on me. And sometimes you need it throughout the day. You need it twice a day. You might need it every hour, but put it in your phone or put it in whatever works for you. So that's a reminder like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing for myself. We make time for everything else. And sometimes we forget about ourselves. And another tip we would like to share is don't give up. Just that simple. Don't give up. Even when you miss the appointments you made for yourself, show up and try again. So again, you could put it in your phone. You could say, this is what I'm going to do. And then if one day you don't do it, it's okay. You got the next day. You got the next day to show up for you. The thing is, just make sure you show up for yourself the same way that you would show up for anyone else. No one is more important than you. And again, when you value you, other people will value you too.
Gem drop. Yes, Monica L. Another tip is to choose an accountability partner or partners and join a spiritual community, right? So for example, if you have a good friend that loves waking up early to go to the gym, you know this person is going to go to the gym, even if the gym is across town in another country. This person is going to get to the gym, okay? Let that be your fitness accountability partner because they love this. It's not a stretch for them to check on you and to hold you accountable and to share things with you. If you have a friend, sister friend like me, who publishes books nonstop, right? Who understands the industry, who is doing her best to put out positive content, and you want to write a book and you want to finish a project, let her be your accountability partner. You know, like it just makes sense because this is something that they're already doing. It's something that you want to do and you can support and contribute positive energy to one another.
Yes. And I mean, we're not in this world alone. You could choose to be alone, but there's billions of people. So again, if you're vibrating high, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, then yes, let that be your accountability partner. Because sometimes we just need that support. Sometimes we just need that friendly reminder. Oh, did you eat today? Did you drink all your water? What are you doing for you? Because sometimes we just forget and we get overwhelmed with life. And another thing is to find a way to really incorporate spirituality and a sense of wholeness throughout the day. So I know we talked about that a couple of steps earlier, you know, whether you're putting it on your phone or I'm sure there are some apps that you can explore, but really think about that because again, it's a mindset. So if you're practicing positivity, and then you're going out into the world, you know, sometimes we can get so enraged with just the simplest things, whether it be someone cut you off or you walk in and someone like, oh, you missed the email and this person's mad. Like, just bring it back to where it began, like in prayer, staying calm. It's okay if you're 5 minutes late because someone decided to cut you off or you didn't make that turn signal. It's okay if you missed an email and it sounds like the world is about to fall apart. Just bring it back to center and know that you're there and we'll make it better. There's nothing that you can't undo. And so really operating from that positive standpoint, which your spirituality can provide for you.
Loving those world examples. It sounds like you know a little something on this topic. I love it. I was just nodding my head like, yes. Very relatable.
Thank you.
And so, boss ladies, we have another tip for you, and that is to remember to cherish your breath. It's the ultimate gift. And we know why it's the ultimate gift, right? Because if you're not breathing, yeah. So Oprah says that she pays attention to every breath because her desire is to live in her body and be fully present to the experience of being here now. So if you are here now and you are breathing, then remember to cherish that feeling and that emotion and that fact.
Yes. We love Oprah. And that was pretty clear and concise. Yes, and yes. And also just try to end your day by forgiving yourself and everyone else for everything. Like really just forgiveness. Maybe you could have said something differently. Yes, maybe things didn't go the way you intended, but just forgive yourself. Forgive the person who may have harmed you and don't even know that they harmed you. Forgive the person who intentionally harmed you. And because again, you're moving forth and trying to be the best you. As Michelle Obama say, when they go low, we go high. So let's vibrate high. Let's go high in all aspects of our life. Let's be the best possible version of ourselves that we can be each and every day.
Powerful. Thank you, Monica L. And I love the fact that you brought up that quote because it really speaks to not just high in theory and in practice, but actually raising your vibration to a higher level so that the things that would normally set you back don't even phase you. And that's where we want to be.
Yes. Yes, 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 and yes. So now this is one of our favorite parts of our segment. We're going to highlight two boss ladies who exude spirituality and help us to honor our spirituality while embracing abundant whole lives. And today I would like to honor Sarah Jacob Roberts. She is a best-selling author, businesswoman, and media personality who balances career, ministry, and family. Sarah Jacob Roberts is redefining what it means to be a modern woman of faith. Her message is spread throughout the world, defining culture, religion, gender, and social economic boundaries. Along with her husband, Torrey Roberts, she co-pastors the Potter House at One LA and the Potter House in Denver.
Oh, I really like her so much. It's like when you listen to her, she's non-judgmental. She's so real and she's so relatable. And she is consistently like speaking to your spirit. And I know that she talks a lot about making time for God, making time for your spiritual practices, and really living that life full out when no one's watching, right? Not just for TV, not just for the gram, not just for anyone else, but really having that in place for yourself.
Yes, yes, and yes. And I'm definitely going to go in person and check out everything that her and her husband are doing, because I just think that that's just so powerful. And I just want to be around that light. Yes.
Wonderful. The boss lady I'm going to highlight is none other than the amazing Iyanla Vanzant. From welfare mother to New York Times bestselling author, from Brooklyn Projects to Emmy Award winner, from Broken Pieces to Peace, Iyanla Vanzant is one of the country's most celebrated writers and public speakers, and she's among the most influential, socially engaged, and acclaimed spiritual life coaches of our time. She's also a New Thought spiritual teacher, a life coach, a television personality. She is known primarily for her best-selling books, her highly acclaimed talk show, Iyanla Fixed My Life, and her appearances on The Oprah Winfrey Show. She is a trailblazer in the coaching industry and on reality TV. Her show, Starting Over, created so many opportunities for self-help superstars that we know of today. So, Iyanla, we are definitely giving you your flowers.
Yes, I love her in a very different way from, like you said, her bio, which she's been through. And she's been through a lot in her life that most people are aware of. So it's like, she's educated, and I feel like she really just speaks to everyone. And she also lets you know that there's no really such thing as an obstacle that you can't overcome. And so I think that right there is what we need as we move forth in 2022. So, well, boss ladies, that is our show for today. And here is a recap. Number 1, have an intention for your spiritual practice. Number 2, create a schedule that embraces the life you have. Number 3, don't give up, even when it's hard or you have to start over. Number 4, choose an accountability partner or join a spiritual community. Number 5, don't limit your spirituality to mornings and evenings. Take your practice throughout the day. Number 6, cherish every breath. Number 7, practice forgiveness. And number 8, and I think the most important one, pray.
You got to pray just to make it today.
Hey.
Yes, boss ladies. We really hope and pray that you are walking away from our show today feeling inspired to put some extra mojo in your spiritual practice. And if you've ever been moved to start a spiritual practice, we hope you feel ready to start now. You can always hit the restart button today.
If you haven't already done so, please follow us on Spotify and iHeartRadio.
And you'll be notified whenever we post a new Boss Lady Conversation episode.
You are who you say you are.
You're destined for great things. Your life matters each and every day.
Now go get your blessings, boss ladies.